Hello, brave soul. So today, I have a very interesting message that I'm going to channel through Scorpio energy. So you're either a Scorpio or you're interested in the mystery or the secrets behind something going on around you. And in this dynamic, there is a very funny energy where someone has been rejected, there is some level of jealousy attached to your appearance or just the way you are, your energy, your aura. There's something about you that you have with another person where that person and you became separated, or yes, I mean, that's what it is. There's this connection here. There's this bond. And in this bond, I see this misunderstanding that created some sort of, it just took away the love, it took away the beauty in the situation. Hive mind, a shared fantasy. There's a lot of people trying to compete for your energy right now. There's a lot of people that are trying to, I think just in general, there was jealousy in your connection and people were projecting onto you in ways that they needed you guys to separate for the fact that it made them feel small. It made them feel somewhat uncomfortable just to be around you. Yeah, you guys had some sort of needle in a haystack energy. You guys had some sort of, this could be jealous friends. It could be romantic. I'm leaning towards romantic, but we're going to see. But I do feel a lot of people wanting me to tell you a story right now, and I'm going to focus on the one that is from the person that has your best interest, that is really rooting for you, because it seems like there's a lot of people that want your energy, and there seems like you've been rejected. This card here, it's about a beautiful woman in the rain of high honor woman. And she goes to this man's door and asks for shelter because it's freaking raining. And he turns her away, assuming she's like some sort of dirty, nasty prostitute woman or something. And he judges her based on her appearance. So that could be for you, literally, or something about that where the next day she's like, yo, you rejected me. I could have the next day have blessed your home. I could have given you thousands of gold coins. I am of royalty, and you left me out in the rain when I just needed shelter. I just needed temporary help. So these energies combined, and this woman was put stoned to death so her and her person were separated, and the jealousy is what created, how do I say it? It has something to do with jealousy and separation, completion, death, no more. No more. No mas, okay? So, again, there's so many people that want us to talk right now. There's so many people with an opinion about this situation. And we're going to focus on your happiness, and we're going to focus on peace. We're going to focus on love, because that's ultimately what you're looking for. You're looking to find a place of love, peace, and balance, and a lot of opinions aren't going to necessarily get you there. See, this person right here, they're just chilling on this blanket, you see, and they're like having a good time, a nice little picnic, and this extra person's coming out of nowhere saying, you guys need to, like, I didn't read the actual meaning, but it just, like, he's like, get out of here, your love is disturbing my peace, kind of energy. Dangerously in love, you're no good for me, darling. Interesting. OCD. You actually wanted to start with, man, I wanted to start with Oracle today because I know this is so abstract. If I get with the cards, okay, there is an energy here where, so neurodivergent came out, And neurodivergent is just showing me that somebody's a little different. Somebody doesn't quite tick like the social norm. Someone doesn't quite fit in the box. Someone's eccentric. Someone's elaborate. Someone's flamboyant about something about the situation or the person. It was her beauty. So there's something going on here where the assumption is because you are different, either natural beauty or something. And something, neurodivergence, when your brain acts a little differently than the common. So maybe you couldn't articulate or communicate. I'm also seeing there's this anime called like Naomi Doesn't Speak or something. I don't know. Basically this girl, she's drop dead gorgeous and she can't communicate. She can't communicate. But everyone's so enamored by her. They drop to her feet. They all want to be her friend, but they all think that she doesn't like them because she's quiet and she doesn't talk. She's just kind of like, but she desperately wants friends. And this one boy realizes this about her and she's like trying to help her, but everyone has this image in their mind as to who she is. There's this just misjudgment going on here. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. That card was also talking about literally stoning to death someone because I feel like I'm whispering now, like we can't let them hear. Shh, shh. We gotta whisper. There is a witch hunt. They put her down because that's just how it was. That's how they were to women. That's just kind of sacred place. But there's a sacred place you have with this person, a very special place. This person is very accepting of your transgressions or something. So, okay, we're just going to talk about feminine and masculine energy here. So the feminine energy I'm picking up as the neurodivergent, the person that's being misunderstood. So this could even be the feminine energy within a masculine. This could be the feminine in the dynamic. But let's, figure out where it goes for your situation. It's so wet and cold. It's raining. Sacred place, dangerously in love. You're so in love with this energy, but it doesn't fit into the mold, so you have to push it away. So that's the masculine. The masculine energy is pushing away somebody that you used to know. Somebody that you used to know. Like, okay, and because this person's quiet, you don't know how to connect. Okay, there is a misunderstanding here where a feminine energy is being feminine, and a masculine is perceiving that as something else. He's perceiving it as, oh, she's not interested, or oil and water, that it doesn't mix. We just don't mix. We just don't blend. Something's off. Prodigy with neurodivergent. This person's highly intelligent. Sometimes the intelligence and the social dynamics, it's all misconstrued. So there's a misunderstanding of the way their brain works. They could be highly skilled at something, very, very skillful, just like they barely put effort in, and it's like, whoa, they really do that. And I'm picking up on that as you, because you're the one that's been rejected. Alan freaking Watts. Philosophy. Let's dive in to this really beautiful energy and figure out what's going on. I knew that was gonna happen. I was trying to find a place. Ding dong. Okay. I'm gonna do it over on the other side. That might help. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. I can't forget that is there because your person is turned against you. They've turned against you. They don't believe you. Queen of Wands in reverse with the freak. Yes. I believe you're owed an apology. There's this energy where you're assumed to be this energy, but they're actually being that energy. Okay, so now there's projection. There is somebody projecting onto you what they're doing to you because they can't even possibly believe that would be them. But no, you're owed an apology. You're coming off as naive or innocent or neurodivergent, prodigy energy. Oh my gosh. Stop falling. Ah. Okay. Neurodivergent. OCD, dangerously in love, overcompulsive disorder, dangerously in love, repeating. Okay, so this could be something that you guys have repeated. You're no good for me, darling. Very confusing energy. Okay, so show me where you are right now. What's the root of this right now? What's the root? Because remember, there's all these people also, no movement, stuck. Someone who is too hasty. You're not moving. You refuse to move from the position you're in. Very weird energy with the high freaking priestess because there's those secrets. The secrets. There's a mystery here. You're discovering something. I'm telling you, there's these people around you that have their own story, their own narrative. They're spinning their own web. And they have their own agenda. And you're peeping game because you're this prodigy energy where you're like, look, I can see 7 million layers into this situation. That's why we're tapping into Scorpio energy because we're about to, Scorpios win, period. So whether we're jumping through the portal of Scorpio energy to understand or whatever, you are Scorpio, wherever we're channeling through your Scorpio in your chart, that's what we're tapping into here. It's saying you aren't going to allow this to defeat you. You're going to solve this mystery. Yes, it's an illusion. Yes, it looks... You know something here, but you don't know how to articulate it or communicate it. I like how that felt. It was like confirmation. Yes. Lacking balance, lack of organization, poor financial decisions, biting off more. So juggling, balancing, struggling to maintain. Okay, somewhat of about equilibrium. Okay, masculine and feminine. This person was your equilibrium. Now you've been thrown off. You've been thrown off balance. Okay, you're learning how to strengthen your masculine energy because your physical masculine is acting up right now. They're acting up. And they aren't seeing things clearly. They're falling for the delusion of patriarchy, which is stoner. Put her DEATH. Because that's what DNA has learned up until this point is women deserve punishment for ever stepping outside of the lines. Women have to be perfect housewife mothers all the time, no, always and forever. Otherwise, we get to destroy them publicly, shame, humiliation. And you're like, you know the truth, and you would like this masculine to see it, but they don't trust you. They don't believe you. They think you're fake. They think your physical appearance or whatever is what Oh, they think that you get your way also because of your physical appearance. They're like, let her suffer. But you know that's not them. You know that's not them to the core. But you're struggling to convey this. Oil and water. Oil and water. Strength in reverse. Right at the center. You are the one that tames this masculine. You're not in it for competition. You're high honor. You're not going to compete for the energy of this masculine energy. You recognize that the more you go into going towards the masculine, the more your self-esteem is affected, the more that you lose confidence, the more that you feel inadequate. Oh my gosh, because you got something to say. This is being bullied. You're being targeted. And it's all subconscious, and it's also, I'm getting like a group mob mentality. Feminine energy is under attack. 1616. And your feminine qualities are your actual strength. But the reason they're being attacked is because the patriarchy, they're about to lose, but they feel like they don't win. They're trying to make sure we are intimidated here. And the strength is actually falling in, or actually the strength is knowing thyself. Standing in thy power. Standing on thy throne. Okay? This is, I know the truth. I don't need to come and deal with the gossip or the extra stuff going on here. I'm going to stand in my power. And if you can't see that, then clearly you are not on my level. That's where you are right now. Yes, this is clear. This is fair judgment. This is, I see. I understand. You're very, very clear about what you need and want. But the problem is your needs are not being met and your wants are not being met. But you're willing to stand on it. You're willing to stand on it. You could have been divorced here. This is some sort of separation. Widow. You could have actually have lost somebody. I mean, there's nothing that signifies, but it just kind of came. Well, widow. But something about losing somebody. Yeah, you're highly intelligent. This is serpent in the garden. You have wisdom beyond the typical narrative. You have wisdom outside of he said, she said. You're very, very, very smart. Your intellect is sharp. That's why we're in the Scorpio energy, because nobody's winning over the Scorpio. Doesn't mean that your person could be a Scorpio. That's not what we're saying. Because it doesn't mean if somebody's a Scorpio sun sign that they're the winner always. You know what I mean? That's not how that works. You could be air energy that you channel Scorpio to defeat a fire sign. It's so stupid, you know? Okay, now we have the Knight of Cups in reversed. So this is lies. Someone, unrequited love. Isn't that when someone does not reciprocate your love? Yeah. That's Moon and Scorpio as well. Heart chakra. Not being able to express this. There's something. I'm actually getting an attack. Like, I feel like you're being attacked. I feel like people would like if you were to go away. They would like if you would get out of the way so they can, I don't know, take your masculine or They just don't like you in the picture. They really don't like you around. You're smart, you're beautiful, your energy's just there. You just have it. And I'm getting little attacks. I'm seeing someone piercingly stare at something about you, and they just look at it like, I want that. How come they have that? And they're just like putting this evil eye energy all in your body. And you're so oblivious to it because you're this prodigy neurodivergent energy. Yeah, that's where the struggle with these boundaries. You don't have strong boundaries. That's why your masculine energy is weak. Not your your masculine's acting like a punk ass right now, but your actual masculine energy inside of you is weakened because you are a neurodivergent type where you don't quite understand the full dynamic of social. I don't know how to even put it because I'm freaking neurodivergent. But I know it. I know the feeling. I know what this feels like. Where you're in a situation and everyone knows it, but you're like, what? Huh? I don't know what's happening. I'm happy over here in my own little la la land. What's going on? Are we cool? Okay, cool. And your energy just brings about jealousy in other people. Oh, so people want your energy, prodigy, separation. Why? Okay, I'm going to ask, why is he rejecting you besides he's stupid? I don't mean that to be rude, because sometimes we're stupid. Sometimes I've been stupid. Sometimes we make stupid decisions. And right now he's being stupid. So we're just going to be honest. We have the world at the bottom. That's so great. Because saying that you're going to win, I told you. I told you, you're going to achieve this. You are going to complete this journey. This is going to get you exactly where you're trying to go. This is going to create wholeness in your spirit. You're going to feel so confident at the end of this. Confessing. Someone's confessing that they're an asshole. They're coming clean. They're like, look, it was me. I'm stupid. It was me. I'm stupid. This is so funny. I'm sorry. I'm kind of losing it. But it's just kind of funny because it's just giggly. It's just giggly. Okay. Can we just laugh? Okay, stop laughing. All right. Whew. I like it when the underdog wins, okay? I really do, because I'm really rooting for the underdog all the time. I feel like the underdog's always getting kicked in the guts. Okay? Obsessed lover, creativity. Oh, I was about to ask why. See? The masculine. Why is he being like this? Well, he's jealous. I'm jealous of the way. What's that song? Oh, I can't think of it. But he's just jealous. I don't even know if it's a he, because this could be a she. But the masculine, because women have masculine energy. So the masculine is jealous. Yeah, the masculine is jealous. They're jealous of your prodigy energy, and that you can dodge these social situations. Like, they really envy that about you. That you have so much access to your inner child. They're very in love with that. And it's ending in a confession. It's ending in a completion of, I have done dirty here. This is Seven of Swords in reverse. Moon. There's a lot of moon energy. We've got the sun in the middle. Okay. So why are they such... Okay. Why are they jealous? Why are they jealous? Why are they jealous? Okay, I'm being shown another deck. I'm going to pull one from here, and I'm going to grab that deck. That same card, your inner child. They're jealous of that you're so involved in your inner child and uninterested in them. They feel you have pulled away from them. It's the exact same split. The exact same split. They're obsessively in love, dangerously in love, obsessed lover, obsessive lover, dangerous. How we look at the same words? Dangerously in love, obsessed lover, dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, karmic. I actually am seeing this juggling energy as going back. There's this boomerang effect where they're in their energy of karma. They're in their energy of having to deal with the treatment. And you're in, I don't want to say karma like you're getting bad karma, but your karma is trying to teach you, because it's just a teacher. It's trying to teach you that something about yourself so you can evolve and expand and become greater and stronger. Because at the end of the day, when we're codependent, we're not helping each other when we're not strong, singularly. So that way, when we're separated and all these mofos want to get in our ears about stuff, we aren't persuaded or misconstrued, misjudged. Yeah, you're really dealing with a deep, deep spiritual growth here that's really developing some strength within both of you. And this person owes you an apology. They owe you an apology. They owe you an apology because they should have known, but they didn't. So what should mean? We're in a freaking universe of shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know? There's no shoulda, but in a way, where's those cards? Is it these? Okay, I found them. So we're in this energy of what they should have done, what they could have done, but it was more about evolving. It was more about spiritual growth and creating a root. Because if you guys went through this, it really helps you to come back together stronger. I'm not saying you go back. You do what you want. It's your life. But I'm going to ask them if they want to tell you something, you know, like what would they say? If they had some, because there's this confession, there's this apology. What is going on over here? You are literally standing here with the sword of truth. Like, what you got to say? Huh? Say it. What you got? I'm all ears. I'm listening. And they're just like, I lied. I let my insecurities get the best of me, and I betrayed you in a way. Somehow, some way, I went against you. I lied, cheated, stole, broke your heart, abandoned you, something. When I should have been strong, I was weak, and I failed you. There's something like that going on over here. I love that we were able to keep the other people out, because I thought they were going to try to jump in left and right. But we are halfway in, so let's see. So what do they want to say? Tell me more about this apology and this confession. Tell me more about this apology and this confession. What do they want to say? No. No. Let's start here. Do you still feel my presence? A little bit of an ego there. Do you still feel my presence? Well, do you? I caught a little glimpse of I love you. Do you still feel my presence? What do you want to say to that? What is your deep response to that? Your higher self's response to that. What is your higher self's response to that? I'm actually getting to go back to this deck. Interesting. Come on, fake flexing. Why you faking the funk? What do you want to say to that? Uninterested wolf in sheep's clothing. There's the abandonment. Do you feel my presence? It's like you want them to focus on the matter at hand. You're like, yeah, no, who cares if I feel your presence? Do you know what you've done? Do you know the abandonment that I feel? You want to make sure they don't shift blame. That's why the Darvo is here. Because deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. That's when somebody tries to flip it onto you like they didn't do nothing. And you're just like, do I feel your presence? What does that matter? We are here for the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So I don't care if I feel your presence or not. That's not the matter. Uninterested wolf in sheep's clothing. You want the abandonment addressed and you want the shady behavior addressed. You're looking for the confession, the apology, the understanding, not the, do you feel my energy? What am I going to do with that? That's where you are. You're like, well, what do I do with that? What else do they want to say? I don't know why. Told you they're just dumb. They're kind of dumb. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I don't. I truly don't. I am an Aquarius, so sometimes I need to be nice. And I don't know why comes from a place of I'm human and I just made a mistake and I am allowed to be a human and make mistakes. They don't know why they did what they did. So interesting. I feel like I gotta go back to this deck for you. I lived my life through you. That's on their end. Okay. What do you have to say to that? I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like you're keeping them from a distance. I'm kind of like leaning away from their cards. I don't know why. Moves in silence. Remember, you're the quiet one. You're the one that didn't say much. You're the one that's confused. You're the one that's neurodivergent, the prodigy. We were talking about that anime where she doesn't speak and everyone's confused. Why? Then we get moves in silence. Shh. Don't know why. Moves in silence. Queen of Swords. Kissing ass. Yeah, you're not looking for groveling. You're not looking for a bouquet of flowers or a road trip or a dinner, any sort of love bombing. You're not looking for that. You're looking for an honest and true gesture of loyalty and respect here. You want truth. You don't want temporary band-aids. There's on and on energy. This has gone on and on. Kissing ass. No. Okay, what do they say to that? What is their hires? You don't say to that. Sometimes I didn't know what to do. They're like, look, I'm human. I'm just one human. So they kind of think you're hard to, it's okay if I seem far away. It's okay if I seem far away. They really want you to accept that they are human. That's kind of where they're coming from here. They feel like you are very, very serious energy. You don't play, you're not playing games, you don't tolerate things. So they see you in high honor. They really, truly do. They see this version of you of they should respect. What do you have to say to that? Kiss and ass came out. Into you in reverse. good chemistry, great vibes, and positivity, or positive in reverse. What do you have to say to that? You think they're just saying this. You think that they're just saying what is required to get back in good with you. You're still viewing them as a wolf in sheep's clothing. The trust has been broken. And what do they want to say to that? I projected my unhappiness onto you. I told you they were projecting their junk onto you. There was a shift blame here. They wanted you to feel bad because of their perspective. Now, we are going to take this into higher self so we can evolve and grow, because we have the world card here. That's the last card. That's the end. That's when we figure it all out. We've evolved and grown up, matured, emotional maturity, intelligence, all that. So it says, it makes me happy to see you heal. So they are cheering you on. Their higher self is cheering you on. They really do like to see you improve and become better. And what is your response to that? Dust it off. You're like, I know. You're like, I know. I knew this all along. I'm well aware. I'm very intelligent. So sometimes your brain probably gets the best of you, where you're so smart, you're so advanced, you're so in your own imagination and your own world that you struggle to forgive the wrong, because your mind has a bit of righteousness. It's driven by righteousness, by doing the right thing. Yeah. Unbothered. You're just so unbothered. You're detached. Very detached. Dust it off. Unbothered. That's your response to, I projected my unhappiness onto you. So what is it that you want? I feel like what you need and what you want hasn't been answered. Do you know what you want? Do you know what you need? I want to pull some of these little round cards. I don't know what they're called. Tea Leaf Oracle. That's what they're called. So, do you know what you want? What do you want? That was quick. And it fell on the abandonment card I was picking up on uninterested. Okay. Celebration, fun, enjoyment. A sincere wish will be granted. So there's a delicate matter here. Celebration, fun. So you want to be honored. You want to be celebrated. You want to be lifted up. You don't want to be in confusion or comparison or competition. You want a sincere wish to be granted. That's what I'm saying. You have a low tolerance for anything else. Low tolerance. Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna lay here unbothered before I do any of this other stuff you're talking about. I can't even keep up these cards. Changes in your life. What do you actually want? The moon with the high priestess. Changes in your life. You want to see changes. You want to see actual changed behavior. Right? Because what happened in the past with the jealousy, I mean, we're talking about this one was stoned. So if we go back lifetimes, maybe in a past lifetime, y'all really went through something like that where you were judged and juried, stoned, and they got to continue on with their day-to-day life because you know, that's kind of how it used to be. But we're not in that kind of time no more. We're in balanced divine feminine time where we're looking for equilibrium and equal give and take. Men don't run the world anymore. Time to get out of a situation. What do you want? What do you need? Time to get out of a situation. I'm getting a bit of a savior energy. You want this masculine energy to show up in a helpful way. Help the situation. Do something useful. Do something helpful, practical, logical, linear even. So show some sort of progress. Oh, that card jumped. Show me something here. Because, yeah, that Darvo card is not a game. Blaming the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. You don't want that. You're looking for honest respect. Low self-esteem, low confidence. Okay, these cards are so round. Butterfly. A change for the better. Changes in your life. Time to get out of a situation. Changes for the better. Broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted. Wishbone, a wish granted. How interesting. Interesting energy. What do you want? You can't fix a broken bone. You can heal. Actually, you can heal them. But they don't always go back all the way. A wish will not be granted, and a wish will be granted. You want retribution. You want justice. You want this broken bone to be, repaired. You're looking for reparations. Why is this person, does this person want to give that to you? Do they want to give that to you? Oh, we got vampire in reverse. Depleting others for your physical survival. Chronic complaining and codependency. That's sad. They want to take from your energy. There's still some jealousy there. They still don't see their light. They're looking at you as the light. So they're struggling with codependency. And, okay. How does that make you feel? Mediator. Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. You're showing up very balanced. You're showing up as the light in this dynamic for sure. And this person might not be ready to reciprocate for you. I want to ask about this apology then. Codependency. Why are they not ready? Why are they not ready? Oh my gosh, absolutely not. Why are they not ready? Delusional rapport with the divine, mystic in reverse. They're struggling mentally. They haven't quite came to your level of understanding. They don't have the wisdom you've obtained. They're unsure. They're not quite clear-minded as you are. That's why there's that jealousy energy. They're competing with you. They're looking at you as a competition rather than an equal. This is very past life energies playing out in this current life. These are energies you both could transmute if you want, but you can't force the other. You may supersede this person, if that's the right word. You may excel past this person's level of ability to do so in this life, or at least at this time. They're not quite ready. They're not open. They have some healing to do. What do they need to heal? That came out quick. Visionary. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. They may have the ability to meet you where you are, but I don't know if they're doing the right steps to get there. I don't know if they are truly tapping in a way that the universe deems as worthy to do so. Damsel, both of you are healing this damsel energy. They want to be saved in a way, and so do you. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. So if you guys can come to an understanding of rescuing yourself, you will be able to come back together, but not before. I do want to ask the animals, see if we can get some animal wisdom here. Okay. Butterfly and a hawk. All right, animals, what you got? What you got, animals? This one fell under them. Octopus, but it was in reverse. It's like they're not using their brain. They're not using their brain. Or they just can't like you do. This is you. Yeah. You're like, come play with me. Play. Look what I said. Oh, Scorpion. You're like, but I will sting your ass. You heard me? I'll sting you if you come correct. Look, you're showing up as the otter. And you're like, come play with me. Let's play. Let's cuddle. Let's swim and have fun. And there in the octopus reverse, it's just kind of telling me they're not tapped in to the brilliance the octopus represents, which would be like that prodigy energy. They're still envious of your energy. You know what? What they need to understand is there is nothing you possess that is theirs. How do I say that better? So whatever it is they want from you, the jealousy that they have, there's nothing you could possibly do to heal that in them, to nurture that in them, because it is, everybody's gifts are personal. There is no, I can give you my gift, you can give me your gift. No, you're born with what you got, and theirs is inside of them, and they're looking at you like you took their gift, or you have something that they don't, or there's some sort of external thing going on with them where they're not realizing it's inside of them. And you're very much so tapped in, ready to play. You're here. You're with us. Okay? You're alive. You're welcome into the magical world of fun and play. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to them to tap in. If they want to have what it is they're upset with you about, that's their problem. And you're absolutely right to be defensive and to be guarded and to be protecting yourself when, you know, this sort of a tragedy is what it is. So that's what I have for you. I do want a couple things. So if you want to book a reading, down below, link website. Click on it. It'll take you to book a reading with me, personal. I also have a book on Amazon called Scorpio Diaries. I lost my mind to find it. It's a very interesting journey I've taken that really kind of breaks down dynamics like this that I've experienced personally and helps you navigate maybe by looking at another perspective of what someone else has been through. Lots of my poetry is in here. It's very deep, it's very emotional, it's very personal, and it is on Amazon. Also linked down below. If you're interested, please leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks.